Okay, this is the project that I ended up with after helping to test a couple C++ lessons for GameGen. First, we have a couple includes, IOStream and Windows.h. One of these is a library which gives access to the functions of the Windows system. IOStream also helps us get some functionality. Using this namestate, so we auto-declare the commands inside the standard class, I think, like the couts. And then we have a bunch of variables here. We have an integer called answer. We have a bool called stopGame. We have an integer called score. We have a bool for repeat question, and then we have bools for the audience and phone a friend ability. And then we have a bunch of functions being declared here. Basically, you have to declare a function in C++ before you can define it, except for specific types of function names, I guess. So this is our int main. This is where the whole main process of the game is going to come out. It starts with srand time null. It just makes sure that random number generation works. That's going to be useful for the audience and phone a friend abilities. And then it starts with putting out a few strings. It says, welcome to the trivia game. It says end line. It says, are you ready to play? And then it will ask you yes or no, and you can put 0 for no, yes and no for 1. The program will ask you to put an input for the answer. If you give it a 0, it says, excellent, here's your first question, and beeps 3 times with a high-pitched beep. And this is supposed to be the frequency of the beep, and this is the length it beeps for. And then I'll pause for a second and clear the screen so that we don't have like a clutter of text while we're playing. Else, if you give it a different number, it says, sorry to see that. That's okay, feel free to try again later. And then stop game bool. It basically ends the game. Otherwise, if the stop game bool is false, we go through the game. And if it's a perfect score, it'll say, congrats, you got a perfect score, yay! And if you didn't score anything, it'll say, well, that happens, better luck next time. And then it'll pause for a moment. Basically, pause will give you just a thing that says, press any button to continue, and then you continue from there. And then it will return 0, and that's basically the end of the action. So here's the rest of the functions and how they're defined. So this is for the first question. It says so it'll have a process within do while repeat question is true. And so what does it do? So first it resets repeat question to false so that it doesn't end up repeating again if it has to originally. And then we get to the first question. Question 1. What is the name of the final course of all the Mario games? Is it Coconut Island, Rainbow Road, Mushroom Kingdom, or Neo Bowser Castle? And then it also has a function here that displays the abilities and what they do. Display abilities. If audience and or phone a friend are true, then it says abilities. So below the answer choices, you'll also get a selection of abilities if they're available. If audience is available, it'll say check with the audience. If phone a friend is available, it'll say phone a friend. And then this is the audience thinking function, which basically it says sleep, so it'll wait for a second, and then it'll change the color and print a dot, and then it'll sleep again, change the color, print a dot, and then it'll do it 2 more times. If the answer is 2, that's the correct answer because it's Rainbow Road. It'll say, correct, great work, here's the second question. And then it'll add +1 to your score and beep 3 times. Also, it'll change the color to green to show that it's the right answer, so it's positive, and then it'll change it back to white. If it's 5 and audience bool is true, you set the audience bool to false because you're using it. You set repeat question to true so that you repeat the question after this process goes by. Screen clear, and then it says, alright, let's see what the audience thinks. You'll have the audience thinking delay, and then basically you have this random percentage set up. So with Coconut Island, Mushroom Kingdom, and Neo Bowser Castle, it'll be a low range because these are incorrect answers, but this will show that the audience knows that it's Rainbow Road, so it'll give you a leg up. Otherwise, you can phone a friend if you hit 6 and that bool is true. It'll set the bool to false, repeat question to true, screen clear, and then it'll say, excellent choice, let's phone a friend and see what option they choose. It'll give 4 short high-pitched beeps, like a ringtone, a random integer between 0 and 100, basically. +1 is just to make sure that it's within 100, because whenever you get numbers in code, they'll be usually between 0 and 99. So this is just to make sure that it's 100, or between 1 and 100. If the random number is greater than or equal to 25, it'll give you the right answer, meaning that there's a 75% chance that you'll get the right answer. But in the off chance that you get a lower number, it'll give you a wrong answer. And then it'll do a system pause. And then it'll probably go back to the question. If you give a number that's just outside of all of that, it'll say, sorry, I don't understand the answer, please try again, and then it'll set repeat question to true, and it'll repeat the question. Else, if you just give a wrong answer, it'll say, incorrect, the correct answer was Rainbow Road, and it'll play 2 low-pitched beeps, and it'll change the color to red, and then back to white. So that's how questions works. The other 2 questions are who Solid Snake is, which video game franchise is from. Your choices are Metal Gear, Ghost Recon, GoldenEye, and Call of Duty. Basically the same thing here. If you get the correct answer, it adds to your score. It changes the color of the text briefly. If you have the option of the audience, then it'll do that. Otherwise, it will just tell you that you can't use the audience because you already used them. You can only get their help once. I don't think this is in the lesson. This is just something that I wanted to add. And then you can phone a friend between that. And then I added a similar thing for that. And then there's this. It's basically the same structure, just with different questions. Nintendo began as a company that sold which product? Kitchen hardware, toys, playing cards, computers. Playing cards is the right answer. Then it has basically a similar structure for that. So this is what it looks like in action. Let's say I just want to say no. And then if I say yes, we go to the first question. Let's say I know the answer to this. That's what it looks like. Let's say I need a little help from the audience. It looks like the audience says it's Metal Gear. I guess I'll trust them. Oh, they were right. Not sure I know. Gee, maybe I should phone a friend to figure this one out. It's playing cards. Okay. Hey, my friend was right. Yay! I got a perfect score. Let's say I just rush through all of these questions real quick without thinking about the answers. Oh, wait. Actually, so yeah, it doesn't understand. Incorrect. Incorrect. Getting results. Well, that happens. Better luck next time. So yeah, I thought that it was a pretty good lesson. I didn't run into any problems with it, and I think I learned a fair bit about some basic C++.